guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are doing the interior in my luxurious eco penthouse, and I'm just gonna say sorry for the first 3 minutes or something, because you'll see me struggling with the floor plan quite a lot. It did take me a while to figure it all out because I wasn't really thinking about what the house would look like on the interior when I was doing the exterior. So there's lots of small boxes here and there that don't really fit together. Like when you're doing a floor plan, it makes it a little bit difficult. So I was struggling a little bit with that, and yeah, it did take me a while to come up with a plan or come up with a result that I was happy with, but I think it turned out okay in the end. It's a very open kind of house. I want to say that considering how big it is and also the fact that it's 3 stories, there's only 2 bedrooms, which is probably not the best for some of you guys, but I did mention in part 1 when I did the exterior that I didn't want to turn this into a family home. I just wanted it to be like a luxurious kind of eco apartment where you had either a couple of friends living there or something like that. So you could possibly have 2 couples living in here, or you could just have 2 single sims living here. That's also possible. There's 2 bedrooms. Both are decorated in a more mature style, I want to say. So I definitely say that it's either young adults or older living in this house, but again, you can redecorate it if you want to, and you can turn one of the bedrooms into possibly a room for 2 children or a kid and a toddler, or maybe a teen instead, and you can turn this into a family home. I do want to point out though, the 3rd floor is like a party space, so I don't often do that. I rarely ever use the dance floors, actually. I rarely ever use the bars, actually. I sometimes do more like luxurious kind of houses, which again, we are building a luxurious eco home, so it sort of fits the theme. And also beach houses, actually, sometimes. Well, contemporary beach houses, I want to say. Not so much the small cutesy cottage kind of beach houses, but I definitely don't use them very often. And I also used the DJ booth, so there's like a nice party space on the 3rd floor. I thought that would be really fancy, also because there's this the glass roof, so when you're dancing on the dance floor, you can look up and look at the stars above you, and I thought that would be really cool. So they also have a few lounge areas up there as well. It's quite open. The 3rd floor is basically just 2 rooms, I think. Oh, and by the way, there's also 3 bathrooms in this house, and I think I put laundry machines in 2 of them, but not in the 3rd one. So there should be laundry machines either in just one of the bathrooms on the ground floor, or in 2 of them. I don't really remember, but there's definitely a shower in all 3 bathrooms that I remember, and also one of those big fancy triangular bathtubs in the one on the 2nd floor. So they don't have en-suites, by the way, but there is a bigger bathroom on the 2nd floor that they can share. But if you get issues, like if your sims have to get up early in the morning, both of them, and they need to use the bathroom at the same time, you can make one of the sims use one of the bathrooms on the ground floor. It should be completely fine. There's everything they should need in there. I just I didn't want to give them en-suites because that was just the floor planning issues, okay? Plus, en-suites are not normal to me anyways. As a European, I don't see a lot of en-suite bathrooms. It's just not very common over here. So yeah, I'm okay with just sharing bathrooms, so yeah. So as for the style that we're going for, I am definitely trying to make it look very stylish, very luxurious, very kind of expensive, but I still wanted to add a few of those eco elements. So you'll see a lot of plants around the house or the penthouse. And I've also, considering it's a contemporary penthouse, I have been using a lot of woods around the house, and that's just to add a little bit more of that eco-ness to the interior, but it is a bit special for contemporary interiors to use this much wood. I am aware of that, but I thought it would be fun to just try something else, to be honest, because personally I am not the biggest fan of contemporary interiors. I feel like it gets very cold and clinical because it's too clean and just stony and cold, so I like to add some wood in there just to warm it up a little bit. So you can see I've been using this, the same flooring that I'm using outside actually, the wooden floor right here. It's from Island Living, and I'm using it in the darkest color as well because I think it looks really good with white. I like dark brown and white together. They just, in my mind, they really complement each other. So that's basically what we're going for throughout the house, mainly just white and then that dark brown. I'm adding a little bit of black here and there, a little bit of gray as well. And I think for the dining area, for example, I did add a little bit of yellow. Also for the party room on the 3rd floor, I also used a little bit of yellow. I think I'm just using a little bit of color here and there throughout the house, but it's not necessarily just yellow. If I recall correctly, I think I used some green in the living room on the ground floor. They do have a living room on the ground floor where there's a fireplace and also a TV, and then on the 2nd floor they have another lounge area, but it's just like, it's just this little area where they can sit and talk to each other. It's not necessarily like a proper living area. You wouldn't take your guests there to watch TV. I don't know how that works, okay? in my mind, we only have one. Like in my world, we only have one living room. We don't have 2 living rooms. So I don't know which one you take your guests to, but anyways. So yeah, but they do have one with both the fireplaces you can see right here and also the TV, and then another one on the 2nd floor. I do believe there's quite a lot of bookcases up there, by the way, so maybe it's like their little reading area or something. I don't fully know, but it's a nice area up there. I thought the view was just too good to turn it into something else other than an area where they could just sit and chill and look over the view. So I feel like I might have overused the new couches a little bit too much, the ones from Myshuno Stuff Pack, but I actually really like them. They're very sleek, plus some of the swatches are kind of funky and I like it, but like funky in a good way, not in the sort of Get Famous weird way. I still want to do something really tacky with the leopard printed furniture from Get Famous and also the more pink and black one, or swatches, I don't know. But it's a little bit tacky to me. So I haven't done anything with it, but I still like those swatches. I think they're funny. So I do like with the Myshuno Stuff Pack, they added both, what was it? They added like a houndtooth sort of print. It was black and white, and there's another one, like a proper plaid one, that's red and black, and also the yellow and black one. I love those too. You can see I'm using the houndtooth right here. I believe it's called houndtooth, at least. As far as I remember from my fashion days back in the day, that's called houndtooth, but I could be wrong about that. So yeah, but I do love those swatches. I think they're very funky, and it's nice to see like sleek furniture with a kind of funny print on it. So, but other than that, I don't think I've stuck to just a couple of packs for this house. I believe it's just a big mix of different packs, to be honest, because I'm using quite a lot from both seasons, Myshuno Stuff Pack, Spa Day, Cool Kitchen. Oh my god, I don't even know. I'm using basically just about everything, so definitely not a pack restricted build. I do tend to sometimes, I don't often do pack restricted builds, you guys know this. I tend to just go a little ham, but often when I do interiors, I'll often just kind of stick to a couple of packs because the furniture in those packs tend to go really well together. But for this house, I think I've just used a big mix of everything, so it's not mainly just furniture from a few packs like done subconsciously. It's just a big mix of everything. So I'm sorry about that if you're one of those people who don't have a lot of packs. Really sorry, but I am planning on doing a base game house sometime very soon. So those of you who only have base game, I hope you're looking forward to that. Definitely not my favorite houses to build, but I still want to give you guys something that, or give you guys that don't have a lot of packs something to play with as well, so. And if you do have, like, a few packs, you can always download a base game house and then use stuff from those packs you do have and fill up the few spaces here and there. Maybe swap out some couches or, you know, something like that. You know, add the stuff from your packs in the bedrooms or something. You can always do that with base game houses. It's like you download something that's super basic because it's only base game, and you just kind of add your own touch to it with the stuff that you do have or the stuff that you have bought. So I like that. I like the thought of doing that. And I do have like a house saved that I want to take inspiration from for the base game house. I just need to sit down and actually build it. So it is coming for those of you who have been asking for it, because I do get questions about that all the time. So it is coming. I just need to like sit down and build it. That's all. So yeah. So if you've watched a lot of my videos, you may know that I like small reading nooks, and for this penthouse, I did decide to add just a few of them here and there. So there's one right over here in the corner. It's not the entryway, like it's not the, it's next to where you enter through the elevator, so it's not actually like the proper hallway. I don't think I placed like a proper hallway in this penthouse actually, which might be a little weird, but I didn't really feel like it looked weird. Like in my mind, I was trying to place everything down before, like, imagine where everything would be, basically, before actually placing down the furniture, and it just looked kind of weird to me to put, like, a, what's that called? The ones you hang your coats on, stuff like that. It just looked weird to me, like, out of place. Like, why would you have it right there? Because it's not the front door, so I decided to just not do it. So they have a reading corner over there by one of the doors that's leading to the front yard, I want to say, even though it's not technically, like, a proper front yard. But again, it's a penthouse. It's a little bit weird, because there's no, like, facade, there's no front of the house, so what to do? And then also I added another one, you saw that just before, with the two bookcases from Seasons. That's in the same area as the TV and the fireplace. There's also one on the second floor under the staircase, because I thought that was super cute actually, and I don't know, it's just a really cozy little corner, so I turned that into another little reading nook. And yeah, I'm not saying that the Sims living in this house are book nerds in any way, but I love reading nooks myself, so that's why I add them so often. So, not that I explained in the last video as well, I don't have time to read, but I do love reading nooks, so. And up here is where we have the second living room, and this is definitely, it feels a little bit more open than the one on the bottom floor. I don't know if it's because the room itself is a little bit bigger or what it is. It just feels like, it feels a little bit more open, so I thought it would be really nice to put this small lounge area up here. As you can see, the windows are also big and you can look over the city, the skyline from this little area, so I thought that would be really nice. And I do love to make these sort of open areas, by the way. I do get questions about like how do you remove the ceiling in just a few spots so that you have these sort of, they're not called mezzanine levels, are they? I don't remember. But where it's open, so you have sort of like a balcony, you can look down to the floor underneath. You basically frame it up, like the area that you want to be open, you frame it up with your normal wall tool so that it creates a different room. And then I personally delete the ceiling first, and then I delete another, like one of the walls, just one of them, so just like one tile of the wall, and then the ceiling will reappear, and then I just delete it again and it'll be gone. It's very simple. It does bug out some of the roofing now and then, not in this case because I'm actually not using proper roof pieces except on the third floor where there's the glass roof. But on normal houses, you may have some issues with roof pieces sort of sticking into the house after that. So be aware of that, but it is fun to play around with, and you can make these sort of bridges inside your houses, for example. I've done that once, I think, and it was a lot of fun. But for this one, I just wanted it to look a little bit like, give it a bit of a loft feel, to be honest. So yeah. So I hope that made sense to those of you who were asking about that, if you're even watching this video. I believe I got most of those questions on one of my loft builds actually, but I can't go back and redo the voiceover to explain it, so here I am. I hope you're watching the video and you understood what I said. So after that, you have this little empty area in the middle of the room that's almost framed up entirely by walls, and then you just turn the walls into fencing and it should work completely fine. And then you can place, as long as you don't have a wall there, if you have fencing you can place the staircase just about anywhere because the fence will just disappear on its own. But if there's a wall instead, you'll have to delete the wall and put the staircase where you want it, because the wall won't disappear if you place down a staircase, but the fence will. So that's why it's easier to just swap out the wall with a fence before placing down the staircase. That made total sense, I hope. I don't know. Anyways, this is the bedroom on the second floor, so it's a little bit bigger, but I decided to not include laundry machines up here because we already have laundry machines downstairs. I believe I put laundry machines in, if I didn't place them in both of the bathrooms downstairs, there should be laundry machines in the bathroom that's right next to the kitchen, because that's just how I like to do it. In my mind, it makes sense to put the laundry machines close to the kitchen if they're not in the kitchen, because that's just how it works in some places. So I believe I put them in that bathroom, but possibly in both, like I said before. I might have overdone it just a little bit, considering they're just 2 Sims living in this house, or 4. Why would they need 2 laundry machines or 2 sets of laundry machines? I don't really know. Maybe they have like separate ones. Maybe one of the machines belongs to one of the Sims and the other one belongs to the other Sim. I don't know. So up here I decided to add another bookcase, or another reading nook actually. So this bookcase is not necessarily normally a wall-mounted bookcase, but it's from City Living. I sized it down once or twice and then I raised it up with my 9 key because I like how it looks on the wall. So I don't fully know if your Sim can use it, but if you do click on it and you say read something, or you choose a specific book and it doesn't work, like that specific bookcase doesn't work, your Sim will automatically go to one of the other bookcases in the house and choose a bookcase or a book from that bookcase. So it's never really an issue. Like if you have just one bookcase that's functional in your house and you have other bookcases and you place stuff in front of them, you can still just click on those bookcases and your Sim will figure it out on its own, which actually I find really awesome, because that means that you don't have to think too much about, like, when you're decorating, you don't have to think about the bookcases too much. As long as you got one that's functional, it's all good. Plus, in gameplay, you don't actually have to search for the one bookcase that you know works. You just have to click one of them and your Sim will figure it out. At least that's how it works in my game. I suppose it should work like that in yours too, but you never know. It's like the scoot over trick. It works in some games, but it doesn't in others. I don't know what the deal is with that. So hopefully it works for you guys as well. So up here we got the first one of the 2 bedrooms, and I want to say that this one feels just a little bit bigger than the other one, and I'm not entirely sure why. I do believe they're actually both the same size, but for some reason this just feels a little bit bigger. I think it's because I put more furniture in the other room, but you'll see the other room later on, because to be honest, I completely forgot to furnish it before I started the 3rd floor, which never happens to me when it comes to bedrooms because they're one of my favorite rooms to decorate. I often forget bathrooms, you guys know this, but bedrooms, no. So I don't know what's up with that. It just happened, but we'll get back to it, so don't worry. But yeah, so this is the first one of them, and this one also feels a little bit more mature compared to the other one, I want to say. It's a little bit, like I said, a little bit emptier. I didn't really fill it up with a lot of furniture, obviously, and you could possibly put this little lounge area in the middle of the room, like instead of placing the ottoman where I put it, you can take it out and put a what's it called, a couch there instead, possibly a love seat, like a 2-seater couch, and then put in a coffee table instead as well, and then you have this little lounge area in the bedroom. But I decided to just go for an ottoman, and I put these two dressers that are from Seasons, I think. I put them together so it looks like they have this big dresser down here. Of course, I filled up the space with a lot of plants as well, and it's really cozy in there, but I think it's because of all the brown, at least in my mind. Okay, so I gotten a lot of comments actually. Not a lot, but at least a few, and they're from people saying that it's a little bit weird that I like to decorate with brown. I don't think I decorate with brown, it's just all the wood is brown, which I mean, wood is brown, so what am I supposed to do? But I just it's warm to me, it's cozy and it's homey, so I just like to decorate with it. That's just how it is. So I do sometimes do less like dark brown interiors. I do that. But this one, it looks a little bit different because it's not, like I explained earlier on in the video, it's not necessarily the most typical contemporary interior, but it's also an eco house, so it doesn't have to be typical. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to play around with. And that room, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because that room turned out to be too brown, so I had to change both the headboard that I made out of these sort of, they're not signs, but they're made for signs, like you can hook signs onto them. They're from Dine Out, I think, and I've seen a lot of people use them for headboards before. It's not my own original idea. I've seen other people do it. I just don't remember who I saw do it first because it's ages ago. But I had to swap it out, or I had to change the swatch to the white one instead because it was a little bit too brown in the end. So up here we got the party area, or the party room, whatever you want to call it. What do you call this? Entertainment room? I don't really know because there's no like video games in here. They do have 2 consoles on the ground floor actually because I thought that would be fun. Not that consoles are the most eco-friendly thing out there, but I like the consoles, plus they came with City Living, so it kind of suits the area that we're building in. So I put them on the ground floor where there's the big TV and the fireplace. But up here we have both the DJ booth over here, we got the dance floor, and there's a nice view to the stars from the dance floor, and also these small lounge areas here and there. There's both an indoors bar, which is a little bit bigger, and also an outdoors bar, which again is a little bit smaller. They also have on the outdoors area that you saw in the previous video in part 1 when I did the exterior. I did put the jacuzzi up here, or the hot tub, whatever you want to call that, and they also have a grill area up here. So it's a nice, this is probably the area where you're gonna bring your friends and hang out and have amazing rooftop parties or something, even though you're not technically on the rooftop, but you're on the 3rd floor, so it's close enough. And yeah, just have drinks and hang out and have fun and all that stuff. So that's why I'm like, I feel like this house would mainly be for young adults, but again, you could have adults or elders live here if you want to. Elders can party too, so I haven't seen a lot of elder people party in real life, but it could happen. So they could fit into this apartment or this penthouse. I gotta stop calling it an apartment. They could fit into this penthouse as well. I kind of want to build like a party contemporary house, but I don't know where I would fit it. So I don't know, let me know if that's something you want to see, like, not like a bachelor pad, but maybe a bachelor pad. Something like it, at least. That would be kind of fun with a lot of colors and a lot of lights, and I don't know. Let me know if you want to see that. I could have a lot of fun with it, but I'm not going to build it if it's not of any use to you guys. So yeah, let me know. And this is the other bedroom in the house, so the only other bedroom in the house. Like I said before, I know it's a bit of a bigger build, and it's a bit weird that there's only 2 bedrooms in the house, but you saw the floor planning, and I really didn't want to make the rooms smaller, because I felt like for this kind of house, it just made more sense to have the rooms be a little bit bigger and more open as well. So I decided to just stick to 2 bedrooms, so I hope that's okay with you guys. And this bedroom does have its own little lounge area over here. I played around with some yellow in here as well, actually, so you see the yellow rug, and also in the painting above the bed, which is from a Skin Stuff Pack. The painting, not the bed. The bed is from, I almost said Luxury Party. That's not the thing. Vintage Glamour. It's from Vintage Glamour Stuff Pack. And yeah, there's a little bit of yellow in the painting as well, so it goes really well with the rug. And it's not like overly colorful in here, but just a little bit of yellow is cool in my opinion. Like, if I could decorate my own space, I would make it black, white, gray, and then maybe have like very faint yellow here and there, but not a whole lot, just like a little bit. I think that would be kind of cool, but I don't really know. And then plants, even though they would die within a week or so, but I just have to swap them out constantly. I like plants. Anyways, but I think that's about it for this build actually, so I'm just putting a little bit more clutter here and there, and also I'm fixing the reading nook over here under the staircase. I was having some issues figuring out what to do with the space because there's quite a lot of reading nooks around the house already, but I finally just caved in and turned it into another reading nook because I thought it would be so cozy like under the staircase and just like It's a very isolated little space as well because it's around a corner and everything, so I thought it would be super cozy, and yeah, hopefully that is okay with you guys. But anyways, if you want to download this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it on the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. Head on over to the community tab if you have any families that you want me to build a house for, by the way, because I did put a community post up a couple of days ago asking for background stories or any specific families that you're playing with currently, and I'll be building some houses for some of them. So definitely, if you have anything, go over there and write your stories, and I'll have a lot of fun with that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way you move. Just say you want me to. We've got nothing to lose. You're looking so old. You're looking so old. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you. Just say the word and we can leave this place. I'll take you anywhere you want. As long as we're together, everything we'll do. You got me going, oh, you got me going, oh. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, let me love